Hello, and welcome to MrDudeManSir. So in a recent stream of mine, an interesting topic popped up. I've had thoughts on this topic for quite some time, I just didn't have any reason, or I didn't know how to word it perfectly, but now I do. The topic was that since Everlasting Summer had erotic scenes and the hentai scenes at the end of the routes, that Everlasting Summer was a hentai game. This of course angered me to no end since I enjoy playing Everlasting Summer, it's a great game. So I paused the stream and I ranted to them for like 5 minutes about why they were wrong and why the game is actually storyline based and not at all based on the hentai. Then an interesting thing popped into my mind. Why is sexually explicit games and other media so bad? People think it's just like taboo and no one should do it. If a video game has it, it's instantly just like labeled as hentai game or is bad, no one should play it. Steam allows to have all these gory games and violent games, but I've seen so many good games that have sexually explicit content get completely changed because of it. There was a game called Nick Opera. That game was actually a hentai game at heart. It had, yeah, that's the point of playing it. So they removed all those sexually explicit things and all the hentai scenes, which I'm fine with, actually, because the game now has story and that's the focus. It has no longer any more hentai scenes. That's fine. In that case, it's completely fine to remove the scenes. Though, there's some games like If My Heart Had Wings, I've been playing that recently, I've had to get a complete patch for it, because not only did they remove all of the hentai scenes, but they removed erotic comedy, slightly erotic scenes, and they completely removed or changed a route in there, because the route revolved around them going from sex friends to lovers. YouTube has really weird policies as well, like you are allowed to have super gory things, like I played Saya no Ura on there, and I did not have to censor the gore at all. It's probably one of the goriest games I've ever seen, other than like probably Mortal Kombat 10. But I've seen people get taken off of YouTube for having a panty shot on there, or just some sort of weird sexual innuendo. They get kicked off or get like some sort of warning. Twitch doesn't even allow like semi-sexual content on it as well. There was some game that just came out recently that was really not allowed to go on Twitch because it had like side boobs and, you know, weird sexual transformations. No, I'm not saying that these sexual acts in these video games are anything that have any purpose or should be there, otherwise it will change the story anytime. But it should be fine to have them in there. It's kinda like how you stare at the gore and be like, ha, gore's cool, but instead you're looking at like some sort of weird floppy boobs that are like really hilarious or something. You'd be like, ha, that's weird physics. People should be able to do both of those sides. But if you're the man that like looks at the floppy boobs and laughs, you are immediately someone who plays hentai games or is some sort of weirdo, because it's not something our society enjoys. I'm not saying that since you don't like the good old boobs or whatever, you don't like them in video games, and you don't like it being a thing in them, that's fine. It's your opinion, that's fine. In most cases, a game or show should not have the hentai or sexual explicit scenes. But I mean, sometimes a game is made for comedy purposes or just supposed to be a slice of life, or sometimes hentai and those sexual content add to the story experience and they have a reason for being there. Something like Saya no Ura that I recently played on my channel has a lot of sexual content, a lot of hentai scenes. At first I was thinking that they have a story part in there and that they have a reason for those sexual scenes happening, and then I slowly realized that they were just put in there for absolutely no reason. And this is where I would say that it would be better for the game not to have sexual content in it, or have a way to completely remove them, because it doesn't even affect the story whatsoever. It's just for people who want to have hentai to whatever to, or something. It practically ruined the game for me, because sometimes the mood would be completely destroyed because of these hentai scenes that's popping up out of nowhere for no reason, no story aspect whatsoever. And I really hit the game because of that. Though, an AMV known as Me, which you should maybe watch if you are fine with sexually explicit content or of age and stuff like that. It is a music video that has lots of moe in it, a lot of boobs, and a lot of other sexual content in it, but it has a very deep story to it, a deep meaning within the music video. It shows exactly how you should use sexual content in a way to make art and portray a message. Really, what I've been getting at here is that gore and sexual content should be nearly the same thing. In video games, gore is widely found, but if sexual content is widely found in a video game, it's immediately judged for that. So, I'm saying that they should be equal. If a game has sexual content in it and someone plays it, they shouldn't be immediately weirdos or some sort of weird otaku weeaboo thing that people call on the internet and such. I got some ideas for the topics of this video from a man named Gaijin Goomba. He has similar thoughts on this topic, where gore should be similar to sexual content, and it would actually make more sense that someone would enjoy sexual content over gore, because it's just more humanely, normal for that to happen. So I will link his video in the description if you so wish to see another point of view on it. And thank you for watching, and goodbye.